Dane, I have some scary news.
Are we recording?
Yes, we are recording right now. The beat just dropped. I'm not going to rant up actually at all. I almost got assassinated this week.
That's not true.
It actually almost did happen. I was at the Tournament Champions, that basketball tournament, you know?
No.
People were texting me from these numbers. I didn't have their contacts, and they just kept sending pictures of me, and they wouldn't tell me who they are. And they're like, I was like, what's happening right now? What are you doing? Who are you? And they just wouldn't tell me. And then I got text from a different number, and I'm like, I honestly don't know who you people are. How are you getting my number? Are you going to kill me? I don't know. And at the very end of the day, I was just like, I don't, like, what's happening? And they just sent me a picture of SpongeBob kissing Squidward on the nose, and then they put, good night, big head. I was like, what are you doing? It was so strange. I honestly don't know who they are. They might be my K-Life guys, but I think I have all their numbers, so it doesn't make sense.
I hope this happens to you more often.
It was weird. I don't know what was happening, but we have a podcast now, and I'm still alive.
That's not true. You always had the podcast.
That's true. That's true.
You had it before the attempt on your life.
Yeah, I guess that is good.
But also likens you to Abraham Lincoln and JFK.
That's good company to be in with, I guess. I just won't be driving my convertible down the street.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
They were assassinated.
Yeah. The jingle's almost up, but...
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it almost is, but this is episode 56 of the Until Next Week podcast.
5, 6.
Okay, and the jingle's pretty much done, so we're going to stop right now. Get ready.
You didn't do it. You didn't stop it.
Welcome back to episode 56.
Samuel's dead.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm alive, but I'm dead.
He's not dead.
Yeah.
He's back.
He's back. I'm back. Yeah, episode 56 of the Until Next Week podcast. And Dane, just going back to the other thing for a quick second. Originally, I got a text from an unknown number, and it was just a picture of me. But it's like, what made it weird was it was a picture that I think was only sent out in a work newsletter. So I thought it was a coworker.
Yeah.
And then they're like, sorry, wrong number. And then they started taking pictures of me in the stadium. And I'm like, who are you? And it didn't make sense. Like how, that's why I don't know if it was a K-Life guy.
Huh. Because
it was like a work photo. So I was getting thrown off, and I still don't know who it was.
Sounds like a stalker.
It kind of was. So I'm happy to be here today with you.
Well,
I'm happy that you didn't get assassinated as well.
If it makes you feel better, I've never been stalked that I know of.
I thought you were going to say I have not been assassinated.
I've also never been assassinated.
Because I think that's true for the both of us.
Yet.
Allegedly. Yes. But I think we're just going to jump into some updates from the week. So that was one of them for me.
Tammy.
But,
I found the text messages with my appointments on them.
Oh, okay. Do you want to go first with that?
I think I won't. You go first.
Gosh, every time. I made my announcing debut, give or take, about 6 hours ago.
No.
On the notes that we're looking at right now, it says 5 hours ago, but then we brainstormed for like an hour, so now it's 6 hours ago. And yes, I did make my announcing debut at the Missouri State versus Drury University swim dual meet here in Springfield, Missouri. Yeah, the fish love these events, except the chlorine kills them.
That's true.
Yeah, so
was Lily Doss there?
I don't think so.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, then she's not very fish-like.
I don't really know why she would be there. I know she swam back in the day,
exactly, but
she's not on Missouri State or Drury.
I don't know,
and you don't always have the biggest turnouts for swim meets, but there's probably a few hundred people there. It was pretty good.
A
few million, actually. So yeah. I made my announcing debut in front of a few million people. It went about as well as it could have been.
Racist could have it go.
That makes no sense. Gosh. Yeah, so we started off, and I went pretty well. Like, I got there early, and I was like, hey, what do I need to say? And my former coach was like, okay, there's not really too much you have to do. Here's some different things you'll read because it's senior day. You'll read off these people's names and like their majors and minors and everything else. And then here's like basically exactly what you say, announcing each event, who's in each lane, everything else. I'm like, okay, I can do that. And it started off pretty well. And then it got to like literally the second event of the day. And I just messed up like everything. I was reading off the relays, and with swimming specifically,
the 100 butterfly.
No. But that is a swimming event. But with this specifically, they have like an A relay is like your fastest relay.
Yes.
And then they have like a B relay and a C relay and everything else.
Lame.
And for these relays, I'm reading off this paper. It has like the name of the school, and then right after, there's like little letters that typically mean like the conference you're in for, not really for college though. It's like Missouri Valley.
Yeah.
And I think another one's like maybe like Arkansas or something, which doesn't make sense for this.
That don't make no sense.
No, it doesn't really make sense. It's for like more like club swimming and stuff. But I started reading off, and the first thing you're supposed to say is the lane number after saying what the event is and everything else. And I forgot to say lane number. And I just started reading off like the team, whatever it was. And then I got to the end and I saw an A. And I was like, Drury, A relay. And then I was like, oh no, this is the B relay. And then I went on to the next one. I think I forgot to say the lane, and then it kind of said it and started messing up. So then I ended up saying like Drury had like 2 A relays, and I was just kind of fumbling over my words. And then I finished saying all of them, and they started the race. I just looked over to my side, like at the crowd, and like that was rough, wasn't it? I was like, yeah, it was bad.
That was my son.
And the thing with like announcing is, people don't really care what you're saying, and as long as it sounds okay, like no one will think about it. But if you start fumbling the ball as bad as I did, I think everybody's like, "What? Who is this guy?"
Fumble
like,
the bag.
This is rough. So that was a bad start. And then I try to get back on like one of the next events, and I started reading off the people's names, and I read off the first 7 of 8 names great, and then I went to say the 8th name, and no audio came out. Like, it came out of my mouth, but the DJ guy who I was working with, he cut off my audio. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to recover here.
And he's killing the vibes.
I know. He had good music, but he cut the mic early, and he was like, I thought you were done. I'm like, no, turn it back on. And then I said the last person, and I'm glad, because otherwise that last person, he might have been my assassin.
Oh. No.
I don't know.
You were at a sick underwater disco with the DJ who's trying to cut off the beat music.
Yeah, and that's where I made my announcing debut, at a sick underwater disco.
Why not?
Yeah.
Who says no?
But yeah, made my announcing debut. As time went along, it did get better, and it was kind of fun. And I think having this podcast thing we do where we talk into microphones, I think it might help a little bit.
Therapeutic.
Yeah.
It helps you get over your anger.
Yeah, and it was really good because every once in a while I'd be like, hey, can you put on this new sick song? It's called the Until Next Week podcast.
It's not a song.
Yeah, but the DJ, he doesn't know that.
Song.
So I needed him to play it just in the middle of races, just as it's me and you talking.
Fun fact,
I pulled the podcast
has a
nonstop.
huge anger monster on his back. And
what?
That's why we have a podcast. So he can vent about the things that he gets mad about.
Why do you think we added the Grinds McGears thing then?
Exactly.
It's not to add time. It's for me to get some stuff off my back and off my chest.
Exactly.
Also,
this is late night podcasting.
Yeah, it's past 11 p.m. It's sponsored by Mountain Dew Baja Blast for you.
The sweet nectar.
And I don't even have caffeine in mine because I went to Sonic.
Did you
and
get
I was
cherry
like,
limeade?
Yeah, I got the cherry limeade because it tastes so good, but there's no caffeine, which just disappoints me. Like,
delicious.
They have like the Red Bull drinks, but they aren't half priced.
No.
And I'm like, what's the point?
I don't know. Everything in the app is supposed to be half price, right?
Yeah, but for some reason, the Red Bull drinks don't come up half price, and it makes me very annoyed. They don't even put much Red Bull in the drinks themselves.
That's true. You know what I also noticed?
What is that?
You didn't bring me mozzarella sticks.
Mozzarella sticks?
Yeah.
Why?
I want like 60 of them.
Why do you deserve mozzarella sticks?
Because I'm so hungry.
You're why are you hungry?
Because I have new cancer appointments.
Okay, well, I'll let you talk about that. But the rest of my debut announcing went pretty well.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. And people, I think they're going to ask me back in the future. So next year, when the next meet is, it'll be part 2.
Hey.
Maybe I can have a co-host announcer.
No, I'm not
really
doing
plug the podcast.
No. I'll do it fine.
Okay.
But also, you need to go on there and just start speaking your mind a little bit. Get a little frisky with it. Just be like, and in lane 1...
a communist? Oh, I brought it up. Sorry. I usually don't do that.
See?
I'm kidding.
Now Samuel wants to talk about communism.
Sorry, no. I never bring it up. I never make that. Why did I do that? I never make the joke, and you somehow dug me in. Like
Everybody at home,
you dragged me into it.
Everybody on the speakers wants us to talk more about communism.
I'm sorry.
And you finally bring it up.
That's the first time I think I've legitimately brought it up.
Man, big shout
I'm sorry.
out to communism.
This is not who I am, but
Whatever.
Something about being around Dane.
You're wearing a Fidel Castro shirt, dude.
No, it's not. This, gosh.
I don't know.
It says Missouri State University, swimming and diving.
It's a weird way to spell Castro.
Yeah. Okay, you have some news, I guess.
So, as you guys know, Tammy's my stepmother.
We do know that. Is that your news?
No.
Okay, then give your
She's
news.
been my stepmother.
Okay.
So, this is really good news. I don't need to figure out anything else for insurance. We're getting the money on the way.
Let's go.
To pay bills, not for
That's good.
actual money for Dane. But because they can't go into my bank account, they have to go towards bills, apparently, which is super lame.
Dang it.
I know. And then I have my next scan, February 22nd at 12:45. I will find out the results on February 29th at 3:15. So...
Takes a week?
Wait. Yeah, I don't know why he did that.
That's annoying.
Like last week when he did it, I had the scan Thursday and then I met him the next morning.
Why does he want you to wait a week?
I don't know, man.
The whole reason is because it's a leap year and he's like, I
That's
want to have an
gotta be.
appointment on the February 29th. No one's scheduling these days.
I just realized that.
Yeah, that's probably it.
This is only free time. But when I saw him last week, I looked him straight in the eyes and said, "Where's my hair?" He said, "It's coming, Dane." Whatever. And
Yeah.
and then I said, "Well, how was Cancun, Doc?" Because I heard he went to Cancun. And he goes, "Well, it was all right." And I said, "Well, I hope I run into you there sometime." He goes, "Oh, I'm not going back." And I said, "Well, then I'm not going back."
What's the deal with this doctor?
I don't know. He's a funny guy. He told me I was a good guy too, though.
That's nice, at least.
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
As long
it's
as
nice.
the check clears, he thinks I'm a good guy.
That's true. That's very true. He's only in it for the money.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And it grinds my gears a little bit.
We're just going straight into
It
it.
grinds my hips, really.
Who's grinding your hips? Your
Nope.
doctor's
No-
grinding your
nobody's
hips?
grinding my hips.
That's what you just said.
My hips hurt because
From your doctor grinding on your hips.
No, they don't.
This
hurt.
late night episode has got way too spicy, way too
No,
fast.
you're
Change
the-
the subject.
You're the
what
one,
are you doing?
You're the one trying to fall in love with my doctor.
The plot thickens. This
There's a throuple.
Dane. Oh gosh, stop!
You don't even know what a throuple is.
I don't really know.
It's a love triangle.
Yeah, I kind of thought that, but Dane, what grinds your gears?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
I am glad I asked.
So, I titled it "Why I Secretly Love the Chiefs."
Okay, this could go a lot of different routes.
Which I don't. I hate them with a fiery passion, but that's why I love them.
Please explain.
Because there's no good guy if there's no villain.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. So if
Who's the good guy?
the good guy is the Dallas Cowboys, obviously.
We'll get into that later.
We're not talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a letter for Cowboys
Keep
fans.
going. Keep going. Keep going.
But so the Chiefs, I hate them with a fiery passion, and anybody who is not a Chiefs fan in general and lives in Missouri usually doesn't like the Chiefs.
Yeah, I know my brother. He's not a fan of the Chiefs whatsoever. Mainly because there's a lot of bandwagon fans.
Facts.
Especially the past 5 years. There are some diehard fans that have been it the whole way, especially when they were bad.
Bunch of bums.
And then they became good, and all the other quote unquote fans came out of the woodwork.
Yep.
And I don't remember ever seeing people wear Chiefs gear on Fridays.
See?
And then all
Chiefs
of a sudden,
Fridays.
they got good, and people are like, "Yeah, I gotta wear my Chiefs gear on Friday." I'm like,
Yeah.
if they become bad, you're done.
Red Fridays was never a thing until 5 years ago. I promise you.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Not to mention their mascots are racist.
Shout out. What?
And Arrowhead Stadium also racist.
Oh, okay. I understand. I was thinking, so they actually do have a mascot, but it's a wolf.
I
And I'm
know.
like, how is a wolf racist?
Well, in a lot of ways, really. But
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so it's just you can't have Mufasa without Scar because Mufasa's the villain and Scar's the hero.
Yeah.
And then you can't have Mulan without the Huns and the Chinese government. Who wants to disown her because she's a woman.
Oh.
That's what I learned from Mulan.
Also, that whole movie,
the whole movie,
tangent. She cuts her hair and just hello, I'm a man. And they're like, okay, we'll go with it.
Yeah.
That's all she did. She cut off her hair. She still had long hair. It still went to her shoulders.
We've been living with
And
you
then
for
she's like,
weeks.
hello.
We've been living with you for weeks.
It's how do you...
And no one noticed the dragon in her thing.
they're it's a kids movie, but come on, we're not that dumb.
And also the dragon speaks English.
Like, I mean, they all speak English.
Yeah, they're in China.
It's not an authentic movie.
It's not.
Man.
And also, that's the only life lesson that you got from the movie was that even if you save China, it doesn't matter if you're a woman.
That's the life lesson?
That's what Mulan taught many people.
It was a prequel for How to Train Your Dragon.
Low key.
Yeah.
Low key. Mushu was the father of Toothless.
Mm-hmm.
How to Train Your Dragon? Solid movie.
It was. And then also Shrek, another solid movie with a dragon.
Another dragon movie.
Mm-hmm.
And also the Bible.
There are dragons.
There are dragons
yes.
in it. And those things like that. But
I can't wait for the Chosen episode when they bring the dragons out.
Oh boy. When they play out Revelation.
Yeah. I'm starting to think that, I don't know if this is blasphemous, which that's not a great way to start any sentence.
Well.
But in Revelation, when like Jesus is riding in on, I think it says like a horse or chariot or something.
Sure.
What if it's a dragon?
I don't know.
That would be cool.
I do know he has a tattoo on his thigh that says King of Kings, and his tongue is a sword. So
Same.
Good luck with that.
Let's go.
And the animation is going to be wild.
I want that in the Chosen. Come on,
man.
Season 7.
Man, the 4 horsemen, and then the tribulation, then the Antichrist. This is about to get really whack.
Yeah. Are you talking about the Chosen or our current political state?
Yes.
Getting back to the Chiefs, because you said you secretly love them because they're the villain and you need the villain.
And since the hero's not in it anymore,
that is,
you got to root against the villain.
Hey, we're not talking about any of that yet. I'm assuming you saw that at Arrowhead Stadium where the Chiefs play. They had like the coldest game ever in their stadium history.
Yeah.
And everything
4th coldest ever.
was freezing. Like, do you see the video of them taking a smart water out of the fridge and it froze instantaneously?
Why was it in the fridge?
Because it's warmer than outside. If it was outside, it would be frozen already.
That's true.
But it literally froze like instantaneously. And there was also pictures of people like buying beers and just the whole thing was frozen. It's like, well, that was a wasted $17.
Good. They deserve it.
I saw all that stuff. I'm like, they're so stupid. Why would they do all that? And then the other day, I started noticing a weird smell, like a smelly smell in my car. And I'm like,
fish.
What is this weird fruit smell? And it took a few days. And then I started making the realization it has been negative degrees for a few days in a row. And that is cold.
It's
also,
pretty cold.
I like to store snacks in my car.
Samuel has a problem.
Some of these snacks are liquids. Celsius liquids and metal cans. And then I made the realization, oh no, I think I might have had a Chiefs type mistake, and every single almost every single Celsius exploded.
Yep.
Into like snow. And I'm like, I'm so stupid, and I was so disappointed. The only good thing about the whole situation was I realized it while it was still like 0 degrees outside. Because if it would have gone
and melted,
yes, it would have gotten everywhere, and it would have been horrible. But luckily, it was like all in its snowy form. But it was it kind of looked tasty. But it was a very sad day that grinded my gears. But there was still hope because I was able to get a replacement at Sam's. They just gave me a new pack. They're like, okay.
Hey, I don't go to Sam's because my ex-girlfriend, her name was Sam.
I was like, where are you going with this? I thought you were gonna say like, yeah, she worked at Sam's. I'm like,
no.
Okay, cool. I mean, that's really cool for sure.
Do you remember when you told me that you aspire to be like Bernie Sanders?
No, I'd never said that, and I was still talking about the Celsius situation. I think. Actually, maybe I was about done. I was just saying that it turned okay. I was able to get replacement drinks, but a lesson to all of you cool cats and kittens out there. Shout out Tiger King.
Samuel is the Tiger King.
I am the Tiger King. It has happened. I am the Tiger King now.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. No, because I was trying to finish a thought and you distracted me.
That doesn't sound like me.
What? No, not at all. Lesson to all of you. If it's below freezing for multiple days in a row, do not have liquids in your car that can explode, because they will.
Anything carbonated.
Yeah.
Don't have that in your car.
It was like, this is disappointing because I had like an 18 pack and by almost every single one, like 7 exploded and the other ones were on the verge of exploding. So then I put them in a bag and I haven't checked on them. Maybe they unfroze. At this point, all the fizz, I guess, would be gone, but it might still taste okay. I'll see. They were a little sticky, so I started like wiping one down like under some warm water.
Yeah.
That was like about to burst.
Yeah.
And then it bursted and started shooting Celsius everywhere. I was like, no.
You put it under warm water.
I didn't think it would explode.
No, when you put something under warm water, it expands.
No, but the ice would
Go
melt.
back to science.
But the ice, when the ice happens, it expands. The warm water would
Also
make
expands.
the ice melt.
No, I took science.
They both can be right, but then it started spraying everywhere, and my room, the bathroom I was cleaning it off, and began to smell just like peach, and it smelled kind of nice.
Well, if we're admitting things right now, the flavors of Celsius that you drink suck.
It's because the 18 packs aren't always the greatest flavors.
Yeah, I know.
The peach is a nice flavor.
No,
it is a good flavor.
I tried it; it's really creamy.
It's peach. It's good.
I don't want it.
Okay. Well, do you know that can grind your gears? And it also grinded my gears about everything exploding.
Yeah, things not tasting well.
Just one other quick note, kind of back to my announcing earlier.
The Bernie Sanders thing?
No. Oh, gosh. Stop.
You said you wanted to feel the burn in your athlete's foot, like Bernie.
You're making everything up as you go along. The late night episodes are rough. But you're still here with us. Hopefully, please, we have lots of great stuff coming up and
Unhinged.
Lots of stuff you want to hear. But the other item I was going to discuss was I made my announcing debut, but I would really like it if I had a pronunciation list going forward.
Why
because
is that,
it
Samuel?
grinds my gears because people can have really complicated last names.
Yeah, like
and
Samuel.
I'm not always great at pronouncing these names, so I just had to give it my best shot during the announcing. And as long as you sound confident, you are good. I think, like, except for the people that give me the dirty look and like, that's not my name.
It's just like talking to women. As long as you sound confident.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say.
Doesn't matter what you... That's not true.
Don't... Yeah. We can keep it there. But it would be nice having a list of how to pronounce names because I just had to take my best guess and we just kind of went with it. So that also grinded my gears a little bit, but it was okay. I still enjoyed my announcing experience and I hope to do it again in the future.
Well, yeah, you would have gotten my last name wrong.
Yeah,
if
probably.
I was Blasemeyer.
Dane Basemeyer.
Basemeyer.
Basemeyers. Basemeyers.
No.
So we talked about last week that we would maybe have like a rotating segment going forward.
Rotation.
The past 2 weeks, we had the I Don't Get It segment. And then we're like, I don't get it. Why are we doing this every single week? So we decided we would switch it out this week and go back to a classic, which is, are you smarter than a fifth grader?
The answer may surprise you.
Why did you say that? I was cueing theme music right now. And we're back.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. We are back to Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Dane, I asked ChatGPT for some questions to ask you, and we're just going to go for it and see if you are smarter than a fifth grader.
What if I have a question for you?
I have a question for you first. It says, are you smarter than a fifth grader? Is this like the average fifth grader or a smart fifth grader or a fifth grader that should probably be in third grade?
Well, I'm a fifth grader that you're not letting go to the bathroom.
I'm guessing it's the average fifth grader. That's really nice.
For all you teachers out there, you know those students you won't let go.
Mm-hmm.
Gallivant in the halls.
The gallivanting's the worst.
I was one of the gallivanters.
Well, are you ready for your first Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader question?
Give me question number 3 first.
Question number 1. What is the name of the largest bone in the human body?
Femur.
Okay, good job.
Too easy.
You got that one right. Question number 2. How many planets are in the solar system?
Used to be 9, now there's 8.
You're doing better than I thought you would.
You want me to name all of them?
Yes.
Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto.
Whoa. Do not bring my anus into this.
You're the one who wanted it brought up. It says on a show doc right here,
honestly,
bring up my anus.
Pluto should still be a planet. Whenever that first happened and they're like, this is not a planet anymore, I'm like, no, it is. Stop. Because I learned all the planets back in the day in order. And the way I remembered it, which it doesn't make any sense now, but I had it as my very eager mom just sat under 9 potatoes. It doesn't make sense, but I remembered it, and then now it's just my very eager mom just sat under 9. I'm like, no.
Sat
I'm
under
like,
9.
9 what?
What's a 9?
I don't know. And I
what's
just...
9 is space.
Yeah, it could get really confusing if you're like my very eager mom just sat under Neptune.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like Neptune's where we're going to colonize very soon.
Yeah.
What's number 3? Lay it on me. I'm 2 for 2.
What is the name of the author who wrote The Adventures of Tom Sawyer? He is from Missouri. Which is the state we live in.
Wow.
There's like a
Mark Twain.
Nice. I didn't even have to say my joke.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to be a joke, but I was going to be like, he has a little bit of twang in his name. You're doing, again, very good. You are 3 for 3.
I was like, I know this, but I was like, wow, what is this?
Yeah. Hey, I don't think you're searching it on your computer.
No, I looked at you the whole time.
And you read it. You read my mind. This is cool.
True.
This is cool.
And ChatGPT.
Okay, next question. What is the capital city of Canada?
I have a few ideas in my head.
But it's only one.
I know. I think it's Montreal.
That is incorrect.
Is it Toronto?
That is incorrect.
Is it Winnipeg?
That is incorrect.
Is it... Gosh, those are the 3 I know. Alberta?
That is incorrect. You ought to get it eventually.
Vancouver?
No. You ought to get it eventually.
Oh, Ottawa?
There we go.
How is Ottawa the capital?
Ask the Canadians.
Ottawa doesn't do anything.
The Queen Elizabeth. She died. Sorry. Yeah. Capital city Canada is Ottawa. So you are currently 3 for 4, which is still passing.
Well, it's a stupid country anyway.
But we still have 6 more questions.
Good.
So let's see if you're still smarter than most 5th graders now.
No, I'm the best.
That there ever was?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What is the term for a word that has the same meaning as another word?
Same meaning?
Yes.
It's not an onomatopoeia.
No.
Somebody asked that the other day at work, but not work.
Mm-hmm.
Has the same meaning?
Yes.
As another word?
Yes.
Not synonym. Is it? It's synonym. Yeah.
It's not synonym. It's synonym.
It's actually cinnamon.
It's cinnamon. Ben Simmons. It is Ben
but I
Simmons.
thought synonym.
Yeah.
I thought synonym was like similar meaning words.
Yeah. I said, what is the term for a word that has the same meaning as another word? I mean, that's still, it can't be exactly the same unless it's the same word.
I was thinking exactly.
Well, it is synonym.
Yeah.
So we'll say you got 4.5. No, you got 3.5 out of 5 so far.
Lindsay Reed, if you're listening, it sounds like Samuel was cheating.
You would know better than anybody.
I've never cheated at a game that I make things up for.
We are halfway through.
Yeah.
Jeff Foxworthy would be proud.
Oh, I love Jeff.
But our next question is, what is the name of the process by which plants make their own food?
Photosynthesis.
You're doing great, young lad.
Which is a synonym for sounding smart.
4.5 out of 6 so far. What is the name?
How do I have 4.5?
Because you said it's not synonym, and then you said it's synonym. And I'm like...
that counts as a full point.
But then I looked at you confused. I'm like... Seriously?
I know words.
Okay, we'll give you 5 out of 6.
I'm
we'll
at
go with
5.5 out of 6 now.
No, we're 5 out of 6 because you got one
I
completely
named
wrong.
like 15 cities in Canada.
That were all wrong until I said you ought to get it right. You oughta get it. It's Ottawa, and then you're like, it's Ottawa. I'm like,
I don't
yeah.
know how I knew that many cities in Canada.
All the unimportant ones, apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah. Next question.
I really thought it was Montreal.
What is the name of the war that was fought between the United States and Great Britain
Revolutionary War.
from 1812 to 1815?
The War of 1812.
There we go. Nice.
That's stupid name for a war. That question. What's the name of the war that went from 1812?
I think all questions about war, I think all wars should just be called whatever the year they started was. Like the War of 2001.
Oh, no.
Never forget.
Samuel.
I said never forget.
It's not 9/11 today.
I said never forget.
Man.
What is the name of the largest desert in the world?
It's not mitochondria.
No, it's not. You're close.
That's powerhouse.
You're close.
Is it the Sahara?
You are Sahara, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only one I knew about.
Yeah, how many other deserts? Like, really?
There's one in the United States,
Mm-hmm.
but it's somewhere west. It's either like an Arizona range or like
Death
Nevada.
Valley area?
Yeah. Death Valley. That's the one that I'm thinking of.
You only have 8 correct so far.
7.5.
Nope, that's not it. What is the name of the punctuation mark that is used to indicate? I get this wrong.
Exclamation point.
Possession.
Oh, wait. The punctuation that indicates possession?
Yes.
I don't know.
You should.
Because to me, there's only 2 punctuate, or there's 3. Possession. I don't know.
It doesn't have to come at the end of a sentence. It can just be in one word.
Is it like a colon?
No.
Semicolon.
I'm going to say you got this one wrong.
No.
It is
I've done
an
this one.
apostrophe.
What?
It's like...
That's not a punctuation.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
What is it?
That's something you throw in the thing.
Are you smarter than a 5th grader? That's the thing you throw in the thing. Like, huh.
I'm telling you, that's
you
not a
have
punctuation.
7 of 9 correct.
No. I have
Yes.
7.9 correct because that was a stupid question.
Well, we have a math question coming up, and you'll probably get it wrong.
not true because I'm the best.
Sure.
And I have 7.9
What
points.
is the name of the branch of mathematics that deals with the properties and relationships of shapes?
Geometry.
Nope, it's the Ed Sheeran model
What?
because it's the shape of you.
No. Like, you're making up things over there.
It is geometry.
Oh.
And you got 8 out of 10.
8.9
You got
out
a
of
B,
10.
so you're smarter than some 5th graders.
If I had 8 out of 10 on all of my questions ever, you'd be looking at Mr. Dr. Professor Dane.
If you got B's on everything?
Yeah.
I don't know if you would have became a doctor if you got B's in everything.
You don't know that?
I don't think you would have got accepted into medical school with B's.
You know what I think should happen?
I think
What?
should happen.
I think what should happen is they should have
Yeah?
medical schools where people get A's.
Mhm.
If you can't get A's, and you have medical schools where people get B's.
Mhm.
And then based off of that, all the way down to C's.
Mhm.
And then if I want to pay for medical
It's like there's a decent chance it'll work.
medical doctor A, then I'll pay more money. If I want medical doctor B, then I should pay less money.
And medical doctor C, you might do all right. Medical doctor D means you'll see medical doctor A later on.
It's a roll of the dice. You might end
Yeah.
up paying more.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we shall see.
we shall see.
All I know is,
Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Yes, you are.
I'm so smart.
You're so smart, Dane.
Because you asked 2 BS questions. That's the only ones that I got wrong.
I asked for a punctuation mark that indicates possession.
That's not
and then
a
the capital
punctuation.
of Canada.
And Canada's
Dane.
not even a real state.
Dane, I asked AI to write this.
Yeah.
AI is smarter than you and
That's
me.
just not true.
Well, it got all 10 right,
It can't conceptualize feeling.
but it just got... Should I ask it right now?
I just had somebody tell me I was
conceptualize feeling? Let's see what it says. Are you ready for this response?
No.
Well, it is writing, and here's what it says. That's an interesting question. To conceptualize something means to form an idea or principle in your mind. Feeling is a conscious experience that is often based on one's perception of events or thoughts. Therefore, to conceptualize feeling, you would need to think about how you interpret it and label your emotions and how they affect your behavior and well-being. Some people may find it easier to conceptualize feeling than others, depending on their level of emotional awareness and regulation. Some people may struggle to identify and express their feelings, or they may avoid or suppress them.
No more.
Others may be more in touch with their feelings and use them as a guide for their actions and decisions. Other side effects may include nausea, vomiting,
bleeding from your eyes,
and death. But we highly recommend you take this prescription dose of whatever medicine in the future.
Not true.
I feel like I really had that tone going for a little bit. Or just like, you may cause this issue, this,
sounded like
and
the
this.
infomercials.
That's what I was going for.
There was something we were going to say.
They had an emoji at the very end of their long explanation, and I'm going to read that last paragraph.
The last emoji?
Well, I'm going to read the last paragraph, which is 2 sentences with their emoji. And they put, by they, I mean the AI, conceptualizing feeling can be helpful for understanding yourself and others better, and for managing your emotions in a healthy way. It can also be a creative and expressive process that can enrich your life. How do you conceptualize feeling?
By not trusting a robot.
With an emoji of the person like holding their hand and like pondering. Emoji. I also realized that was 3 sentences and not 2.
Mm-hmm. See, the robot is trying to tell you how to feel. So what I'm saying is don't trust your government.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Amen.
Now you get it.
Amen. Amen.
We have updates.
This has been a good episode.
We have updates.
Yeah, we do have updates. And one of those updates is our NFL playoff updates from week 1, because we made all projections or predictions
for the first round.
Yep, we did. We'll go quickly, game by game. We said Eagles and Buccaneers. We both picked Eagles, didn't we?
No, I picked Buccaneers.
You
I
did.
Told you that.
And you got that one right because the Eagles looked pathetic and they lost.
They quit.
That was disappointing.
They're quitters.
Next, we had the Rams and the Lions. And I said the Rams will win that one.
I really don't know who I picked.
I think you agreed with me on this one.
Yeah.
And we were both wrong. And the Lions did win. Next game, we had the Browns versus the Texans. And I was like, hey, the Browns, I think they got a chance. I think they'll do well. And honestly, the quarterback, Joe Flacco, had so many complete passes and a couple like really good touchdowns, but those were pick sixes.
To the other team!
And they got blown out by the Texans, who you said would win.
Yes, it did.
So currently, you are 1, 2, 3. You're 3 for 3, and I'm 0 for 3. I'm 1 for 3. Sorry.
I'm not 3 for 3.
Sorry. Yes, you are. You said the Buccaneers. You said the Rams, which you're wrong on. Sorry, you're 2 for 3. I'm 1 for 3.
Yeah.
Next game, we had the Chiefs and the Dolphins. We both said Chiefs. Mm-hmm. They won, obviously. And then we had the Buffalo Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers. We both said Buffalo. So if we count those up, I had 1, 2. I had 2 right. 2 nice. Of 5, and you had 1.
I had 4 of 5.
2, 3, 4. You did have 4. Wait. There's one. I forgot a game. There's one we didn't talk about.
I hate you.
It was the 7 seed, such a low seed, and they're playing the 2 seed. And you picked the higher seed, which is the Dallas Cowboys.
No, Dallas Chokers.
And then the Green Bay Packers. And I mean, you guys started out like doing really good because you won the coin toss. No, we won the coin toss.
You guys did, and you wanted the ball,
and we did. Because, no one ever does that. But
not
also, they might just do it going forward because they scored a touchdown, and then they scored another one, and then another, and then some, and a lot. And that was the game. Yeah?
I've prepared a statement.
So many people before that game were like, thinking of you and Dane. And I'm like, yeah, you are.
I got no less than 30 text messages.
I didn't send you a thing
about said game.
I held back because I wanted to get you now.
Someone texted me and said, Dane, you need to end this abusive relationship.
I have that pulled up right now from Lane Rogers from Hill City. The text message went as follows. I don't know what the first part was, but then it was like Travis going sicko mode for Taylor right now.
We were talking about the Chiefs game.
And then Dane came back. He dropped the ball. Also, Taylor should be in the crowd with everyone else, which Lane responded with, you still watching?
That was about the Cowboys game.
Dane responded with, I think this is the worst day of my life. You do have cancer.
That's still the worst day of my life.
And you said, but yes, reluctantly. And he said, you deserve better. And then you said, I think we still have a 3% chance. This was early on in the game. You still had hope. And then he responded finally with, in the abusive relationship.
All of that was sent before halftime. I can tell you that.
Also, just really quick, I didn't understand exactly the text thread. And I thought you responded just because he asked you some of those questions about the Cowboys, and I thought you typed in like in the abusive relationship to like block him, and then I processed like, no, he's telling you should end the abusive relationship. Just one other thing. I have one other note that you posted this on your Instagram story.
Sure did.
I don't know at what point. This might have been after the game. This might have been during the game. This might have been in anticipation for the game as you realize the Cowboys aren't that good. And you put some thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if Mike McCarthy, on the sideline currently, knows his paperwork to be fired is already filed. I guess he didn't.
I guess not. I guess not.
He still has a job.
I'm so upset over that.
And then you said maybe we should dissolve the team, which I'm sure you think that even more now after the news that came out.
Move him to the Middle East.
And then you put Wisconsin should not be allowed in the United States.
It shouldn't.
Dane, do you like cheese?
No.
Tell me the truth.
Depends on the cheese.
You're lying.
What kind of cheese?
Any cheese.
Any cheese?
Yeah.
I like shredded Mexican blend.
Yeah, they make that in Wisconsin with
you
Wisconsin
don't know
milk. So stop.
I don't want...
Okay.
If it means giving up cheese...
Have you prepared your statement or not?
Yes, I have a statement.
Read the statement.
Dear Cowboys fans.
Mm-hmm. There's not many out there anymore.
No. I write to you longing for more. I write to you longing for something better. I write to you as a 9-year-old kid who watches Tony Romo fumble the snap against Seattle in 2006, pick up the ball, run it to the 2-yard line, and get tackled.
I watched that clip today.
Me and Mark sit here quietly with our hats pulled over our heads. Fast forward. It is now 2014. We've endured years of suffering and a lack of playoff wins and success. And now, once again, we were victimized for those known as the Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
Dez caught it game.
Did he,
Lambeau.
though?
We all know he caught it because if he had caught it today, it would have been considered a catch. However, we fast forward 2 more years to 2016. Dak's rookie season.
Yep.
Tony Romo breaks a vertebrae in his back, and Dak comes on to have a very impressive rookie season. CJ Stroud, like some would say. To then, we see Aaron Rodgers playing over and over like a Freddy Krueger clip in my head, rolling out to his left, offhand, throws a dart down the sideline.
Blindfolded, spinning 4 times in a row, throwing blindly.
No.
And?
To Mercedes Lewis.
Who? Mercedes-Benz.
Who? Exactly. Toe drag to kick the field goal, to which then my roommates at the time would not allow me to jump off a 4-story building.
What kind of roommates are those?
Dark days. Then we fast forward again 2 more years to where the Cowboys play the Rams very well in the divisional round. The Rams go on to play in the Super Bowl that year.
So the Rams beat them?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah, they beat the Cowboys. We played them very well. We lost by less than 1 score, to which one would assume if they went to the Super Bowl, the Rams, then maybe we would have went to the Super Bowl. But then it doesn't matter because you fast forward, because then in 2021... and the Cowboys, 12-win season. This is fantastic. We are in Dallas, and we play San Francisco. And Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy go, oh, wow, there's 8 seconds left on the clock. You know what we should do on 4th down? From the 25, run a QB blast, or QB draw, if you will. And, wow, we can't get the snap off. Embarrassing loss. We play the 49ers again. Another embarrassing loss.
What happened in that game?
Which one? The first one, the 2021?
8 seconds left?
There was like 8 seconds left, and then we went 5 wide. Kellen Moore goes, all right, QB blast from the 25.
How much were you behind by?
It was like 4.
Okay, so you had to get a touchdown.
Yeah, it was touchdown range. And unbelievable. And then The very next year, Tony Pollard breaks his leg. Congratulations, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then the passing scheme and running scheme is awful. And then we do nothing. Embarrassing loss on national television again. And then this is the worst of them all.
So are you saying you'd be happy if they actually won their last game of the season?
Which last game?
If they just won the last game of the season they played, you'll be happy?
Yes, because that would be the Super Bowl.
No. It means next year.
Oh, next year?
They are going 1-16.
Oh.
And they will win the last game of the season, so you'll be happy.
So
Instead of ending the season a loss, they will end on the win.
No, the worst part
by missing
is,
the playoffs by 8 games.
No,
but they win.
The worst part is I sent this text to so many people and said it out loud to so many people. I said, you know what? If nothing else, this was such an embarrassing, demoralizing loss that heads have to roll. McCarthy's fired for sure. I said that at halftime. I was like, he's easily fired.
Mm-hmm. I think most people agreed with you.
Yeah, everybody on ESPN and all the other apps were like, you know what? It's a foregone conclusion that Mike McCarthy's fired.
Yeah. All those great analysts who also picked the Cowboys to beat the Packers.
We should have beaten them.
Right before the game was it on Fox, I believe?
Yeah.
It showed every single person pick the Cowboys. I'm like, no. You're not thinking. And they showed another show where it was like every single person picked the Cowboys except for this one female reporter.
Shout out to her.
Who picked the Packers.
Erin Andrews?
I don't know if it was her or someone else.
Her.
But she was right.
Well, you know what the best part about the game was?
That the Packers won.
No, there's two people's faults. Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn. Guess how many of them were fired?
What? Neither. A couple other just quick little thoughts about the game.
Yeah.
You know how last week, I believe, and I think you brought this up too, that I was like, wouldn't it be funny if the kicker missed more kicks? And you're like, he doesn't do that all year. Or that's like a few weeks ago. And then the next game he missed 2 kicks.
Well, one was blocked. So.
Yeah, but still missed 2. And then I was like, I feel like it's going to happen again in the playoffs. And you're like, no, it won't. And then he missed another kick.
Oh, he doinked the
He
PAT.
did.
I was like, which one are you talking about?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't matter. So
it doesn't really, but I still thought it was kind of funny. So that was one thought. Another thought was that, again, this is mainly just against the Packers or about the Packers. They are the youngest team to ever make the playoffs, but now they're also the youngest team to ever win in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
That stands to reason.
Another thought is that who would have guessed that Purdy and Love... Oh, actually, I'm not getting to that yet.
That's true.
Not yet.
That's true.
Packers have more playoff wins at AT&T Stadium than Cowboys.
I saw that graphic as well.
Yeah, 3-2. That's funny.
Yeah,
that is funny.
I remember when Jerry World was built, thinking fondly of how many banners we'd be hanging
for the
there.
Packers.
No,
yeah,
we don't hang other teams' banners.
You might need to.
That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, they've had more success. It's like whenever they built like the new Texas Rangers Stadium originally, they played the World Series there during like COVID.
Oh yeah,
and it was like all these other people are the leaders at the stadium, and none of them are Rangers players. And it's like that's kind of funny too.
Well, yeah, they played it there because Texas actually allowed people to live their lives.
Mm-hmm.
But also, this is sincerely Cowboy fans. This is not what we need for our lives. This is the blood pressure raiser that we don't need. However, the cycle must continue.
To keep the same coaches and same GMs and same players?
No.
Will Dak break a record for how much money he'll get this offseason?
That's also... That one I'm in between on, because that one I see that as more understandable. I understand why we would do that, because there's nobody better available on the open market yet. But you know what was very unique about this offseason?
What is that?
Or this potential offseason, or upcoming?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a Packers fan. We're not in the offseason.
Well, you know what is unique about this offseason once you get to it? Is this is the most head coaching talent that are free agents right now.
Which is awesome, which is really cool. And it's like you have so many options for the Cowboys, and then they're like...
Bill Belichick, Mike Vrabel, Jim Harbaugh.
A lot of other people.
It's
like, we are sticking with Mike.
Even promoting Dan Quinn, even though Dan at least did good for half the year. Dan's very upset. We deserve better. We used to win championships.
Yeah. I have one other quote for you.
No.
This quote is... Jordan Love has not seen a defense like the Cowboys this year.
That's true.
Do you know who said that?
Not Dane.
It was Dane.
No. He hasn't.
And he hasn't because he has not had that big of an offensive explosion.
Well,
yeah, 48 points.
Man.
48. And they were almost broke the record for, I think, the most, like the biggest lopsided victory against the Cowboys ever. And then we're like, hey, we're going to throw in all our backups. And then Samuel got nervous because you guys scored 2 touchdowns in trash can time.
It was garbage time. Yeah. It didn't matter.
So we ended up winning by, I think, 16, I believe.
Which was, I mean, it got uncomfortably close.
I was getting a little nervous, and then we end up winning still.
I was laying down at that point.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to lay down.
That's good.
And then I was
staying away from 4-story buildings.
Yeah, that's true. I was on one floor this time.
Yep.
But I remember just feeling like dejected for all of Sunday night, and then woke up Monday, and I just felt sad because I was on depressed Cowboys fans side of TikTok.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, why? People are punching TVs, and somebody set their stuff on fire. And I was like, yeah, these are all accurate emotions. And then Monday night, I just found myself sitting there being like, why? Just why? And then I don't know what I was asking why to, though. But it doesn't matter because it was all of it that I didn't get.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I did feel bad for you, but I was also very happy the Packers won.
As you should be.
Each time they scored a touchdown, I was screaming like at the top of my lungs and doing a multitude of dance moves. And then I was like, dang, I feel bad for Dane. And then I would celebrate some more when we scored another touchdown. It happened so quickly. It was just like, there's another. And I'm like, this is crazy. And this gets me all to, again, this is dropping Monday, which means the Packers beat the 49ers 2 days ago.
Dang it.
And just
they're playing tomorrow night?
Something crazy. Yeah,
Saturday?
tomorrow, which is 2 days ago as of this point.
Right.
Who would have guessed? Brock Purdy, who, for whatever reason, every announcer and analyst hates with all their passion, would be facing Jordan Love in the second round of the playoffs 2 years ago. Who would have guessed this?
I guessed it, but you didn't.
Huh?
I did not guess it.
No, nobody on any bingo card ever would have guessed this matchup, and they are looking like 2 of the best quarterbacks in football.
Well, even the whole field of Purdy, Love, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff on the NFC side, was not any of the quarterbacks I thought would be in the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought Purdy would. Just
well, technically, the Packers are the only team out of all of these that was a lower seed that won.
Yes,
all the other higher seeds won.
I guess that is true as I look at this, which is ridiculous.
I also saw that it was 7 first-round draft pick quarterbacks are in the next round compared to Purdy, who was the lowest pick of the draft.
As low as you can be.
Yeah. So I know he did well 2 days ago, but Jordan Love just went off again. He went off for 330 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Aaron Jones added a couple as well. That's a lot of points they just got. They just destroyed the 49ers. And of course, it was the defense's fault on the 49ers, why they did it so bad. But all the analysts, as you already know, they're just like, nope, it's all Purdy's fault. Hate him, even though he threw for 700 passing yards. But his defense couldn't help him, and the Packers still won.
People are starting to say on the internet that you need to factor into a quarterback the has that dog in him factor.
Is that the whole thing where it's like, I want to see him do a fourth quarter comeback?
Yeah.
And it's like, he's so far ahead, he doesn't need to. Like, what's the point?
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those catch-22 things of you don't want to be in that scenario to have to do that, and you're actively trying to not put your quarterback in that scenario, so it doesn't make any sense.
I feel like the announcers probably would have said something similar back when Brady was starting.
Never heard of him.
I don't know who
Brady
he is
Quinn?
either. Tom Brady.
Oh.
Because he was a very low pick, 199.
Yep.
And I feel like early on I bet you they weren't saying this. For whatever reason, now people are more mean to the players, I think, than they were back then.
It depends, because Brady, what was believed about his first 3 Super Bowls is that he was carried by the defense and was a system quarterback, just like Purdy.
Yeah, well, even somewhat when he left Belichick, and then he won one with the Buccaneers.
I was really interested in who was going to win that divorce, and it's very clear now.
Yeah. Tom by a lot.
Tommy.
Something else I heard or I read, which was interesting, was Brock Purdy's coach didn't even believe in him. Like, there was apparently, he was told to his face that if they could have signed Tom Brady this year, they would have signed him and not let Brock Purdy start.
Yeah.
Literally this season.
Yeah.
If they could have talked Brady from retiring, he would have taken Brock Purdy's spot.
Well, yeah.
After Brock Purdy led his team to a game before the Super Bowl, and then the game they lost was a game he was injured.
That's true. He tore his UCL.
They would have been in the Super Bowl if he did not get injured.
If they had a quarterback who could throw, because Josh Johnson also got a concussion in that game.
And they're like, it's so annoying. Okay. I like Purdy. He seems like a solid dude.
There's people that argue about on the internet. They were like, oh, you can have as many quarterbacks on your roster as you want. I said, that's not true, because they implemented that the rule this year where you can have an emergency quarterback on your roster if the first two get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, then why is there a specification for first two?
Yeah.
And also, why didn't the 49ers have more last year and all this jazz? And either way, is it time to make our picks?
Oh yeah, I guess that was part of this. This is basically just a football episode. So shout out. I know you all want to hear Dane's thoughts on the Cowboys, but we're gonna probably just keep it there, and we'll go on with our lives.
I love that.
But our next picks, again, my picks are still in play. I had a Packers-Chiefs Super Bowl. So we know the Chiefs are playing the 49ers, or they did 2 days ago, and they beat them.
Both of our picks are still in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you did not pick the Cowboys to win it. You are right. You picked the 2 number 1 seeds who didn't play.
You're welcome. They both won.
Okay, so Packers 49ers.
Am I going first?
Yes.
I'm picking the 49ers by a lot.
Well, I'm picking the Packers, which means the Packers did win, so that's awesome.
Take it.
Buccaneers and Lions. I am going to go the Buccaneers on this one because I still don't believe in the Lions.
Oh, wow. I'm going to pick the Lions.
Okay. Well, we're different on 2.
It is. On the whole NFC side, because I'm picking 49ers, Lions NFC Championship, and you're picking...
Packers Bucks.
Yeah, the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield hosting the NFC Championship.
He has looked so good the past however many weeks. Like he's
ridiculous.
Been on fire. Going to the AFC side, we got the Texans and Ravens. Even though the Texans look great, the Ravens will beat them.
Ravens by a lot.
Their defense is incredible.
Special.
So they are going to go to the AFC Championship.
Yeah. Texans defense actually sucks a little bit.
Next one's interesting.
This one's the big marquee game.
This is the game that most people will be caring about. Yeah. Chiefs and Bills.
Yeah, round 3 or whatever.
I don't know why. I still think the Chiefs will somehow win this.
Yeah,
they looked amazing last week.
Why? It's
compared to what they have looked like, they looked very, very good. And now there's rumors that their coach may retire.
I heard that too.
So if they got to win it for him now.
That's very interesting because I heard that too, and I said it to 2 Chiefs fans, and they both got real salty about it.
I mean, that's what the news said.
I know, but also there's Andy Reid retirement rumors all the time.
Yeah.
However, this game, I see it as a coin flip game. It honestly
could go either way. Like obviously, Josh Allen is like, I would want to win. Like I think they compared this to being like Manning versus Brady situation, where it's like every year it's like who's going to win this side of the division.
They always play each other eventually at some point. 2
of the future. Honestly, these 2 guys will probably both go down as 2 of the greatest quarterback to ever play the game.
Yeah.
So
both really good.
Yeah.
But in this game, it's like the Chiefs, they have the worst team they've ever had coming into the playoffs. However,
they looked really good.
And then if not for 2 drop passes and things like that over the season, they would have been 13 wins, number 1 seed. We wouldn't even be talking about it.
Or Chris Jones, if he wouldn't have sat out the first game or 2, they would have won the first game.
Would have helped, for sure.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I was thinking about it, and I was like, the offense
praying about it. You're like,
I probably
what are we thinking? As you drive over to Kansas to make some make some legal gambling bets.
It would be legal there. I would. No, I don't know. This is their first road game, the Chiefs, but I'm like, I don't know. They seem to have kind of figured out a new identity for the team, so I'm gonna take. Give me Kansas City.
Okay.
I think
we agree on that one. So we agree on the AFC. We are against each other in the NFC.
Yeah.
You still have your picks in play for the Super Bowl. I still have mine in play for the Super Bowl.
That's right.
It'll be next week. One of us will be right. One of us will be wrong for Super Bowl picks.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean for NFC Championship.
Yeah,
Championship.
one of us will be wrong where we will no longer have a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Nobody on either side.
Okay. I do have a voice memo that got sent to me.
Give me a memo of the voice.
Yes, it is from a great friend, Jack Holmgren.
I knew it.
And the is pretty much just titled like Jordan and like GOAT.
Oh no.
Is what it is. And it's 33 seconds. I don't
want to listen to 30 of them.
Just listen.
What's up, guys? I just wanted to talk about really quickly a very important topic, and that is the GOAT debate in basketball. Michael Jordan is the GOAT, way better than LeBron James. Samuelson is wrong. Dane, I agree with you. It's Michael Jordan all the way. He is the GOAT, and we love him. You know, why not? You know, we just love Jordan. And psych, flip those words. Jordan Love is the GOAT. Go Packers, go. Cowboys suck. They go down. See ya.
I knew when he said Jordan GOAT, I was like, he's gonna talk about Jordan Love.
Yeah, the title was Love Jordan GOAT. He called me right before the episode. He was like, I was hoping I'd get on there so I could just like call him out. I'm like, just leave a voicemail if you want.
Yeah, that works too. But no, I'm still. What was it? Like,
Love Jordan. Jordan Love the GOAT.
Here's my life in a nutshell. Like,
yeah.
We were talking about when to have small group in our group message last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
One person who's moved away they're doing a clinical in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And she pops back into the group message to be like, oh, by the way, Dane, Cowboys suck. Okay, goodbye.
Wait, for a small group?
Well, she didn't like come to small group.
Obviously, she didn't come to small group.
But like in my small group message, we're talking about what day we can meet. And she says just like popping in and making sure that you remember that the Cowboys suck and they aren't playing this week. And I said, yeah, you're right. I can't forget what I've seen and what my eyes have told and what my feelings feel.
Yeah. I do hurt for you. But also, I'm very happy the Packers won. And one of my other friends, who's a Cowboys fan, we work together. And of course, the day after they lose, or 2 days after, we get into work, and I was hoping I would see him. But apparently, he took PTO this week.
Yes.
So another guy who's a big Packers fan, because there's like multiple Packers fans at our office.
Yeah.
He's like, I wanted to see him here. And he's like, I don't have his number. I'm like, I got it. He's like, give it to me. So I gave him his number, and immediately he texted him. He's like, go Packers. How about them boys?
Dang it. That's exactly why I haven't gone back to work yet. I had to wait until after this inevitable heartbreak.
It was great, but it was funny. It was funny. Not for you, but for me.
This was going to be the year. Like, this is the best team I've seen in my entire life that we had this year.
See, okay, we got to stop talking about Cowboys Packers, but
Why?
at the halftime for Fox, and they had like Jimmy Johnson.
I have it saved on my phone.
He was like, you gotta get them. You gotta get motivated. You can't, like, you could tell he was in pain. It was hating what he was seeing, and then final score 48-32.
Defense, get after Jordan Love. He can't have that much time to throw. Offense, we're gonna open it up, go quick tempo, and we can win this thing.
And I was just like, man, the Cowboys, they were so motivated when they were watching the Fox analysts talk during halftime. Like, how did they not?
Did you see Michael Strahan getting a 3-point stance?
Yeah, he did. I'm like, what is happening right now? And yeah, like, we're so motivated. And then, oh, okay, no, it didn't really help.
It didn't help because they didn't show the broadcast during halftime.
I know, they should have been showing that. Like, maybe that is why the Cowboys are bad, because Mike McCarthy just puts on Fox during halftime instead of giving them a game plan. Like, hey, we're gonna watch Jimmy Johnson.
No, I'm on Cowboys Conspiracy TikTok now, where they're like,
I mean, it's all part of the script,
obviously. And they're like, Jerry just wants somebody he can control, because Des Bryant talked about how he did some celebration when he scored 2 touchdowns in a game, and he did like the give me more money sign, and then he said he never saw another target in that game after he did that. So Jerry doesn't want us to win, actually. That's what this is all about.
Yeah. Keep on saying one more thought. I thought it'd be great if after one of those touchdowns, one of the Packers receivers ripped up his jersey and showed a shirt that said Dez didn't catch it.
Oh, man. The only
Dez didn't catch it, but I did. Or something.
No. One of my favorite things ever was when Christian Pulisic, Team USA soccer star, he during the World Cup 2 years ago, ripped up his shirt and it said it's called soccer.
I remember that
to the British crowd.
Yeah,
and I
that's
was like,
amazing.
Yes, America.
Yeah,
that's the only time I watch soccer.
Okay, well, that was our very, 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 very long NFL playoff update, breakdown, etc. With voice memo from Jack Holmgren.
Yeah, screw you, Jack.
We had a Spotify Q&A on our last episode on who would win the Super Bowl, and a few stuck out to me specifically, and one of them was from Ali Hoopy, which I'm still confused by this response. She put 49ers.
Yeah.
But then she put in parentheses Jordan Love over Dak Prescott.
Why would you say that?
I'm confused because you're saying the 49ers will win, and then you're saying Jordan Love is a better quarterback than Dak, and Jordan's going to play the 49ers.
Someone has to lose.
The Packers play the 49ers. Do you know this?
I knew this.
Allie, what's happening here?
Do we need to have a family discussion?
Did you just put that so we wouldn't get as angry about you on the podcast?
I'm angry.
I mean, I know you're angry either way, but that's like two conflicting things. That'd be like me saying like, yeah, the Packers are going to win, but Dak Prescott, he's amazing.
He is amazing.
I don't know. That's a little confusing, but okay.
I want both the Packers and the 49ers to lose. They're the people that I hate the most in this world.
Okay. The next person, Nathan.
Who's Nathan?
Coworker.
Hi, Nathan.
He said the person who will win the Super Bowl is not the Cowboys.
I hate everybody. Everybody is who I hate. I knew this was going to happen. This happens every year. I get like 100 people who come up to me and they're just like, "Oh, the Cowboys suck." And you know what? You suck, America. That's who sucks. All of you fine listeners, you guys suck.
The last one's from Alvaro. You do like him currently.
It depends on this next statement.
He said the person who will win is Taylor Swift.
I mean, yeah, she might win.
Yeah.
But also, I heard a rumor they're getting engaged this summer, Taylor and him.
Only if he wins the Super Bowl.
Dude, I'm telling you.
He needs a ring to give her.
I mean,
that's the only way.
That's way more expensive than his, like a regular ring.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. But also, I heard the rumor that they're going to get engaged this summer, get married, blah, blah, blah. And so, Jason Kelce allegedly has
He didn't retire.
Yeah, he did
retire.
He
said he was like, no, I wouldn't make that decision after the game when I'm that emotional.
Right.
That would be pretty bad on his part.
tweeted that out.
Adam Schefter says a lot of things.
He ruins people's retirements all the time. He's the reason that Andrew Luck got booed on the sideline during the preseason game because he tweeted it out before Andrew was ready to make an announcement.
Andrew Luck?
Yeah, Andrew Luck.
I think you said Jordan.
I thought you said Andrew Luck.
Maybe you did. I don't know. Maybe
Andrew Luck is whoever.
You might have said Andrew Love.
Nope.
I don't know. You'll know next week if you listen to this point.
But yeah, Adam Schefter sucks is what we're saying.
Yeah. I think it's time for some final thoughts because we are running long for obvious reasons.
Are we at 2 hours yet?
No, but we are over an hour by a decent amount.
Oh wow. This is your fault.
Kind of, yeah, and your fault as well.
But
you know how a while back I was talking about how I have an issue with like pre-ordering books and then not reading books and then ordering more books and then not reading books.
We both have that issue.
One of my favorite authors, Jefferson Bethke.
Who?
Jefferson,
no,
Jefferson Bethke. He released or announced his new book, and I pre-ordered it within about 2 hours.
Nice.
I've not finished a book since like 2021.
I finished one this year, but it was 60
maybe
pages.
2022. But I'll read some this year still. But
we do have a book to read.
One of the reasons, though, that I did this was because I've been wanting to send Jefferson Bethke a message recently.
Yes.
And like we've messaged back and forth before.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. But he's coming to Springfield, Missouri at the beginning of February. And I thought this would be a great way for me to be like, hey, pre-order your book. Also, if you want to get coffee on this day that you're doing this thing, that would be super awesome. But I completely understand if you can't. But I would not be completely surprised if he did take me up on an offer. So I will wait and I will see.
Yeah, just wear a diaper for when you pee your pants and how excited you are.
But he's actually good friends also with like Jake Triplett, who I talked about before on the Ghost Runners podcast, who I know him. So I think there might be a decent chance just through a variety of things
that we'll have Jake on the podcast.
Yeah, one of these days.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool if I could get coffee with Jefferson Bethke. So I will wait and I will see. If not, I still get his pre-ordered book in like May.
We will wait and we will see. In the meantime, I will be me.
You changed your final thoughts because originally you had nothing, and then now it says Dallas Cowboys.
Because I need to talk about it more.
Okay. I realized also in this document, you wrote Dallas with a capital D
Yeah,
and
we
Cowboys
did.
with a little C. Is that because they're just timid and small right now?
No, because
is that how
Dallas,
you feel on
Dallas
the
is
inside?
a place, and the Cowboys did not play a game that was deserving of a capitalization of their name.
Yeah. They were
Therefore,
really bad, weren't they?
They made me very upset.
Mm-hmm.
I was a very upset boy.
Yeah.
I then went and ate authentic Italian food from missionaries who spent a year in Italy right after that, and I could not thoroughly enjoy it because of how sad I was.
And because when you came in, they're like, how about them boys?
I was berated, yes, by our college minister. And
I can imagine him getting at you pretty
yeah,
aggressively.
Aaron, if you're listening, I dislike you.
But you will be co-workers soon.
No, we're in rival ministries.
Oh, take him down.
We kind of are. Actually, no, I'm sending students to his ministry.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
what a time to be alive. But next week, I promise I'll have an official letter addressing Cowboys fans.
What was what you told us earlier?
It needs to be more official.
Okay, more official. Great. Perfect time when you're talking about more official. Who is more official than anybody? And that is Jesus Christ, our number one sponsor of the week. And just, we're deciding to switch it up this week. We're going to have a verse of the week also.
Dang it. we are also going to have a verse of the week. And it's from Isaiah 57 verses 1 and 2.
Yep.
And I put it in my notes app as, why do bad things happen to good people? Me. So it says verses 1 and 2 say,
Yeah.
the righteous man perishes and no one lays it to heart.
Mm-hmm.
Devout men are taken away while no one understands. For the righteous man is taken away from calamity. He enters into peace. They rest in their beds who walk in their uprightness. Let me switch to a different version because I read the NIV whenever I was reading this. So the NIV says, the righteous perish and no one takes it to heart.
Yeah.
The devout are taken away and no one understands that the righteous are taken away to be spared from evil. Those who walk uprightly enter into peace. They find rest as they lie in death. And so I thought that was really interesting as I read in the NIV because I just saw a more clear kind of understanding of what was being said here earlier in Isaiah. And I believe it's the Lord talking to, I think it's a nation right now. So he's talking to him and he's talking about how the righteous people perish. That doesn't make any sense, right? Because if you're a righteous person, why do bad things keep happening to you? And no one takes it to heart. And it says the devout are taken away and no one understands. So again, bad things are happening to good people and no one understands why it's happening. But then he goes on to say that the righteous are taken away to be spared from evil. Those who walk uprightly enter into peace. They find rest as they lie in death. So it's kind of like, I don't know that I even want to compare it to this, but
you're going to.
But I'm going to.
Yep.
This pastor in Texas, his name is David Marvin. He had a child who was born with a chromosome, I think, that was essential for life. And so when his daughter was born, she lived 2 hours and then died. And people are like, well, why does that happen? Why would God allow babies to be born without these chromosomes or allowing them to not live like any sort of life, literally? And so it's like, well, the righteous are laid into peace in death. And so this child of David's is like, man, you think about, everybody's like, oh, how sad, how sad, how sad. It's like, well, she saw 2 hours of this world and never got to know the afflictions of certain things that are very just not fun in this life. I mean, some people would say that I've been through a lot of affliction and not just cancer, all kinds of things. And yet it's like, I imagine meeting Christ face to face for the first time in heaven, and the like overwhelming feeling of what I have in that moment is like, it's finally over. This like world that is built on a lot of things, but only one brings you life and life abundantly, and that's Jesus. Everything else is either a false idol or something that is temporary and fleeting pleasure. And so, or just downright bad. So it's like, man, you think about what is heaven? It's being with Christ forever and ever and ever, the only good thing there ever was. And so why do bad things happen to good people? It's like, I don't know that bad things are necessarily bad sometimes. So I don't know. I've been thinking about that a lot, just like what is good and what is bad, and from God's point of view and not from my point of view. It's very interesting. So that's going to be the title of my book. What is good and what is actually bad?
I'll make sure to pre-order it.
You better, because I'm going to sell it for free.
That's a good word. It really is.
People want me to write a book.
Well, you have stuff to talk about. I mean, you went through a lot of trials and tribulations with your Cowboys fandom.
That's a whole chapter. That'd be crazy.
That's the whole book. Let's be honest.
Oh, man. Just detailed explanations.
Yeah. Number 2 sponsor of the week, Jake Trust and Art.
I talked to him on the phone today.
He's a cool guy. And you'll see him more tomorrow because you're going to do your Stratomatic drafting league, which we'll talk about more next week.
You mean later today?
It is past midnight by decent amount.
It's 12:30.
We're almost done. Sorry. Okay, Jake Trust and Art, number 2 sponsor of the week. And finally, our number 3 sponsors of the week is all of Dane's supporters so far. Because we talked about last week, he had the link in our description about how you could donate to him for his job. Ministry job.
Thank you, Summer, for using the link to sign up and to donate. It was really cool.
She was one of them, and there's been a lot of other people as well. But if you want to do that, we have the link in the description of the podcast. So please do that. That'd be awesome. You're all amazing.
I'm 10.8% of the way there.
You're getting there.
We need to get to 100.
You got some time, but I think you'll really start getting the ball rolling, and I think more people will probably support you from here, and obviously people like around you. You know a lot of people. You have a good story. You can make them feel guilt tripped and everything.
No.
Yeah.
But also yes.
So that's about it for some closing thoughts. I'm still doing my Friday pickleball paddle thing. So if you need a couple pickleball paddles that are super cool, super nice, everything else, please use my discount code, because then I get some money, which is cool. And that code is Samuel14434. And that is also in our podcast description. There's a link to it right under Dane's link, because obviously his ministry and everything is more important than me getting a little bit of money for pickleball paddles. So again, Friday Pickleball, donate to me by buying paddles. That would be cool.
Buy paddles, not like for boats.
Yep. That's what I was going to say. And then, just keep telling your friends if you enjoy this podcast. Leave us 5 stars on Apple and Spotify. Leave voice memos if you want. I mean, Jack did it earlier. You heard him. You can call out Dane for any reason, especially his Cowboys fandom. Or you could just say anything. You could ask us questions. We'll go with it. That's really about it. Obviously, still keep Dane in your prayers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still doing that.
Yeah.
I'm still doing the cancer.
And that's really about it.
I want my port taken out.
I hope you guys enjoyed the Packers win over the 49ers 2 days ago.
No.
And that's,
Go team. Go.
This has been a very long episode. I think now the second longest episode in our history.
Now.
Go Packers.
No.
Go. Okay, so it's been episode 56 of the Until Next Week podcast. We'll be seeing you.
Are we seeing you?